Sometimes yoga poses become way much easier when done with another person. Namaste and welcome to Tummee.com. Learn to make your own yoga sequences, understand various kinds of yoga, and join us in this journey of yoga. So, in the last sequence, we learned about how teens can be as students, new ways to teach teens, understanding them, and changing your style of teaching to keep them interested in the class. Also, the last sequence was about making teens comfortable with themselves and their bodies. So, to take it a step further, today we will discuss yoga for teens with partner. Now, you must be thinking teens are already going through quite some things by themselves. So, why will they want to do a class with a partner? Firstly, we allow it only if both students are comfortable. Also, though the sequence shows a boy and a girl doing yoga, it need not be the same in your class. Kids can pair up with whomever they are comfortable with. Teens understand fellow teens a lot, so we are tapping on that. Also, this sequence can be your guide to do partner yoga with other age groups as well. So we begin with sun salutation, a great warm-up and energetic start to the class. Then we begin with partner poses, the first being double dancer pose. It's a basic stretch given to the thigh muscles, and because this is the first partner pose, we keep minimal contact and teachers just walk around and see if everyone is comfortable. Next, they come to Tadasana and then hold each other's palms, go into elevator pose. To be able to do this pose easily, ask them to put the entire weight towards the back of their body. So it will be like both body weights pulling each other to keep the balance. Talk about concepts like body alignment as we mentioned in the last video because teens will respect such important points. Also here, because another person is pulling you, you're at ease to drop your hips even more. So you're working more on your muscles. Then from here, they again come to Tadasana, and then by interlocking the arms at shoulder level, they go on to lean on me pose. Try this. Tell them to do the pose without a partner and then with a partner. And now ask them, what do you think is the difference of doing it with a partner and without one? Here they will understand what lean on me pose means and how a partner makes it easy sometimes. Tell them to relate this back even to their school assignments and group work. Next, they release the pose and come to Tadasana. Standing beside each other, they go into double tree pose, where their palms are interlocked. By now, they're comfortable with each other because of the last activity you did. Here, they have to put each other's weight on each other, as if they're leaning on each other, so they get the balance. You're giving them the cues about communication, but it all depends upon how they communicate to each other. And if one pair loses balance, that becomes an example of how the communication went wrong. Point it out in a subtle way so everyone can learn. Next, they release the pose and do warrior friends pose. Here you get to explain how to enter into the pose, placement of arms and legs, and developing coordination. So if you see, we started with poses that have minimal contact, then you took it a step further, and then we included poses that have interlocking of bodies. So there's a gradual increase in the level of partner poses. Try to keep the sequence of poses gradual, where the students is getting time to understand concepts and understand the partner work. Don't forget, the last two poses have to be done on both sides of the body, and as we mentioned, each side of the body reacts differently to different poses. Release the pose and go into Tadasana, a transition pose, and then do open heart pose. This pose is about trust and surrender. Besides this, the pose also opens up the chest. It's a heart opener. So how do you think you can connect this pose to the lives of teens? While they're doing the pose with eyes closed, ask them, is there something or someone that you have full faith on? Recollect that thing or person and now surrender that faith to your partner. This is how they will start trusting people in their lives. Tell them, just let go and fall into the air. Let the person behind you pull you against the gravity. This way you open up the shoulders and ribs even more. Then after both partners perform the pose, they come to Tadasana with their backs facing each other, interlock their elbows and go into chair pose. They will feel some pressure on their thighs, so ask them, what is it that you're feeling in your thighs? Do you want a chair so you can rest? Just keep breathing and feel your thighs getting strong. The class need not always be serious. Make it fun, spirited, sometimes to lighten the mood of the students. Next, we begin with sitting poses. We start with double boat pose A. Both are pulling each other, keeping their grip tight. From here, they lift their bent knees and bring their soles together. They will feel a higher stretch in their glutes and hamstrings. And from here, they straighten their knees, keeping the connect between soles intact. They will be amazed to be able to do such a pose, balancing on their glutes, and ask them here, what do you think helped you reach here? And then tell them, part of it is because of you and part of it is because of your partner. Breathing in partner yoga is very crucial because there needs to be a sync when it comes to breathing to keep the balance and focus. Before they go to the next flow, ask them to thank their partners, teaching them gratitude. So the next flow is called Golden Seed Yoga Sequence. Before we end, we want the students to get comfortable with themselves again. You started with self-practice and ended it with self-practice. So the energies they have generated remain within themselves because until now they were sharing these energies. So this is for your knowledge, and students might not understand the concept of energies, but if you tell them that we are ending this with self-practice so that your aura stays with you when the class is over, they will understand. Sometimes telling them in their language is easier. This is a set of 15 asanas like sun salutation, but instead this cools down the body. You can even do moon salutation if you do not want to do this. And if you feel your students are very well connected with each other and you can take the practice furthermore, add more partner poses instead of doing Golden Seed Yoga Sequence. So to do that, we clicked on poses and we reached this page. The pre-filter for focus and style being partner, and you get a list of poses. Go through each, add as per your judgment, add as per the comfort level of the students. There are some amazing poses from beginner level to intermediate level. After this, they lie down in Shavasana to relax and release all the active muscles in their body. Shavasana is about completely detaching yourself from negative thoughts or even pointless thoughts. But teens have racing thoughts, so this can seem quite difficult for them. So do a small meditation with them there. So they are still in the mode of yoga when relaxing in Shavasana. Okay, from both the sequences, we have understood that teens have some understanding, and yes, their listening and accepting capacity might be less. But if your teaching style becomes friendly and they see the results through tasks, they will understand what you're trying to say. Keep motivating them, and as much as possible, try to avoid any kind of competition because we do not want to end the class with a negative attitude. Teens go through some common health issues like obesity, menstrual problems, peer pressure. So through fun yoga classes like this, they will not only overcome health problems, but they will also learn to socialize and accept themselves the way they are. You could develop a class for teens with use of props. The trust and confidence they put on partners, they will learn to put it on props. And keep changing the partners in every session. Some change and more bonding is created. Develop your own sequence for this theme we have suggested, that is yoga for teens with props. Add it to the comment section and we will give our review. Any doubts, queries, feel free to mail us or comment below and we will be glad to help you out. If you have any requests with regard to poses and you would like artwork for the same, please mail us and we will be glad to help you out with that as well. Stay tuned for the next set of videos. Subscribe to our channel to not miss out on some amazing sequences. Thank you very much. Stay safe and stay tuned.